What's up, guys? You already know what time of week it is. It's time for the new One Piece chapter, and today we got chapter 1057 titled Final Curtain. So let's jump right in. All right, we're going to skip over this stuff with Uta and Shanks and all that. Just jump right into the chapter. All right. So the cover page, we got Gangster Galstino, Caesar's poison gas attack against the Germa Double Six. All right, so we see Katakuri, it looks like kind of in the background of it. We see Caesar kind of poisoning them as he's fighting the Germa siblings. Let's get into this chapter. All right, so we're going back. We're looking at the flower capital right now. It says, a tale is being told in the capital. All right, what's going on? Looks like we got some music going on. It says, dark clouds gather. Storm echoes through the sky, consuming Onigashima. All right, so are they telling tales of the Battle of Onigashima already, coming up with songs for it? All right, now we're kind of zooming in right now, going up to the front kind of area. It says, the roar of the Azure Dragon and the howls of a countless other beasts join the cacophony at Habu Port. The scattered leaves of all are bleached auburn in the pattering rain. All right, so it does look like we're kind of getting a song kind of, paying homage to what happened during the raid of Onigashima. So that's kind of cool. And then what do we got right here? All right, some dude I don't recognize right now. He's got glasses. All right, and says, the stage is set for a tale of duty and honor. This is a story of the royal retainers and their quest to let Kozuki Oden's name shine once more. All right, and we see everyone kind of sitting in the stands listening to this dude right here. All right, what's he got to say? All right, he's just talking about the scabbards a little bit, and we see the Kozuki crest behind him. He's got a little bonsai tree next to him. All right, and he's just kind of going through it, talking about the start of the fire festival. And then, all right, now we're switching kind of locations. We're going over to the forest near Tokage Port. And it says, all right, they're like, wait, what? You're not heading out to sea? And then Yamato's like, nope, wait, what? Yamato's not going out with them? All right, I'm staying. I've already spoken to Luffy and the others about it. All right, so if Yamato is going to be staying, what are you guys thinking? Do you guys think that we're going to be just taking, a short detour from Wano and coming right back? Or, we're going to leave and go with Luffy them, and then something's going to happen. The borders are going to open up, and then we're going to have Yamato and everyone kind of join, maybe with Carrot and Zunisha coming in tow, since Zunisha's probably what's going to be used to open the borders of Wano. But all right, what do we got right here? All right. And then we're seeing Momonosuke's in his big pink dragon form right here, I think. And then we see Kinemon. He's like asking, he's like, are you really content with this, Yamato? And he's like, wait, aren't I welcome here? All right. And then we're seeing, okay, Momo's like, wait, we're just kind of confused about what's going on. Oh, well, Oden started his journey with the tour of Wano, right? So Yamato's like, well, technically, if I'm going to be like Oden, he started off kind of touring, going around Wano, I guess, kind of, getting kicked out of places and getting banished from places. But, we won't sweat the small details. All right, let's see what it's got. All right, so she's just kind of going through talking about, oh, I'll find my way and I'll make it out to sea sooner or later. Unbelievable. You were able to tell them about all this. All right, and then what? Okay, so what's Momo talking about? What do you guys think he's talking about? That does it. They must have intentionally stubbed. All right, so Momo's still pissed from last chapter. If you guys don't remember, Momonosuke and Kinemon were running around because they're like, wait, Luffy and the others are gone, and then everyone they're running, they're like, oh yeah, they left this morning. They said goodbye, and we still don't really know why. Like, why didn't they say goodbye to Momonosuke and Kinemon? All right, and Momo's kind of pissed in his dragon form and everything. And then for some reason, he's having a flashback right now to back when Kaido had him by his head and was holding him, off of the burning Oden Castle and was about to drop him. And he's like asking him for his name. And then he says, your father was a fool of a lord. And then, okay, now we're going back to another flashback and it says, identify yourself. And it's just Luffy. He's like, I'm Luffy. He's just all happy. All right. And then we see, okay, next panel, we see Momo in like his tiny dragon form. So it's, a little bit ways back. And we see him biting Luffy's head right here. And he's like, so what if you're a warrior? I'm going to be king of the pirates one day as he's getting his head bit off. All right. Well, one day I will be anointed Shogun of Wano. So take that, you have it. All right. So they're trying to one up each other. He's like, well, I'm going to be king of the pirates. No, I'm going to be Shogun. All right. Big talk for an eel. All Right? If you guys remember, that's what Luffy used to call him when he first, transformed. He called him an eel, looking at him like he was dinner. He's like, "You're nothing but an ignorant ape, just perfect because he's a monkey." And then he's like, "Wait, Momo, are you just some figurehead?" And then, okay, this is going back to that whole, do you want to be Kaido, or are you just some, straw figurehead? Or are you actually going to be able to do something, contribute? And then when he, Momo worked up that courage, even though he got the tears in his face, Luffy recognized his drive and determination. So Luffy's like, all right, this is the start of our alliance right here. And then now what do we got? Okay, now we're flashing back. This is when Momonosuke got kidnapped by Kondro when they're on the shore right there. And then we see Luffy kind of yelling out to him that he's gonna eventually save him as long as he finds a way to survive. And he's like, "Don't worry, we're pals." So you know how Luffy is. Like Luffy never leaves a friend behind. He always does everything he can. He moves heaven and earth to save his buddies. All right, and then now we're going back. We're seeing Momo right here. This is when they're in the middle of the fire festival, and we see Momo up on the cross up there. And Kaido's asking him once again, kind of the same way as he did before, when he was holding him off the edge of Oden Castle. He's like, "What is your name, boy?" And then this time, instead of being, he's still a scared child, but instead of not saying anything, he proudly states, "My name is Kozuki Momonosuke, and I am the man who will be Shogun of Wano," even though his face is all bashed in from Kondro, smacking him around. Oh, you gotta love that. He's like, "Go, you can fly, right? Stop Onigashima in his tracks." So this is kind of right after Shinobu aged him and he turned into this big dragon. Luffy already had that confidence in him. He's like, "Yo, go up there and stop Onigashima." And he's like, "I got Kaido. I will definitely beat Kaido." If you guys remember that, when Luffy declared after he got knocked off of Onigashima and rescued, and he's like, "I will beat Kaido." All right. Now what do we got here? Okay, so we're going back to Momo in his bigger dragon form. And he's kind of thinking about Luffy, and he's like, we didn't always get along, but we kind of grew together. And then now he's like, "You fiend, Luffy, I was wrong about you." He is mistaking being free for being rude. So he's kind of talking crap on Luffy. He's like, Luffy's being an ass. He's being rude right now. And then he's like looking for Kinemon to, kind of justify. I'm like, "Right, Kinemon? Like I'm right, right?" "Not at all. By the way, Momonosuke-sama." And he's like, "Is there a reason you aren't flying?" We see Momo's kind of just running around. And then, okay, we see Kinemon right there, and it looks like he's about to draw a sword. He says, "Momonosuke-sama, you are the undisputed shogun of Wano now. Depending on Luffy Dono's words, I may have no choice but to cleave him from this slight." So, okay. Let's cue Kinemon that you think you could actually take Luffy right now. The man that took down Kaido, and all the Scabbards together couldn't take down Kaido. So, a little wishful thinking, but all right. And then, all right, so Kinemon and Momonosuke, they're just working each other up, like, riling each other up about trying to deal with Luffy because they feel so slighted that he didn't say hello, or that he didn't say goodbye to them. And now we're panning back to Yamato. What's Yamato got to say about this? All right, she's kind of like, "All right, you guys are blowing this out of proportion. Like, you guys need to calm down a little bit." And they're like, "No, this is out of the question. He humiliated us by not saying goodbye." All right, so they really are butthurt about not having Luffy say goodbye to them. But all right, so we get in this excellent shot again. We're going back to Tokage Port, and it's the three main vessels for all the top guys. So we got the Thousand Sunny, we got the Polar Tank, and I can't remember what kid's ship is named, but you got that in there. And it says, "All right, remember, guys, next time we meet, we'll be enemies." So, Law kind of, restating, laying out the lay of the land, like, this battle is done, this alliance is done, we took down Kaido. So next time we meet, like, we're enemies. And of course, Luffy's just like, "Oh yeah, I got you. We're good. No worries." And then we see Chopper, he's like trying to say goodbye. We see Kid, he's getting ready to set sail. All right. And then we're going up to the Thousand Sunny, and we see Nami, we got Chopper, we got Sanji and Brook. But then Zoro's kind of got a little look. He's got those little, like, huh? Like, things coming off of him. And then we see Luffy, he's like, "Oh, And then we see the giant Momonosuke come in like he's trying to beat Kaido over there. And he's pissed. He's like, "You monster!" He's screaming at them. And then we see Yamato's over there in the background waving like, "Hey, we came to see you guys off." Momonosuke and Kinemon are pissed. They're coming for some retribution right now. They're like, "Yo, these fools didn't say goodbye to us. Hell no, we ain't taking that." All right, and then we see him transform back, and he's like, "Luffy!" And he just smashes him. And then we see Yamato over there. All right, what's going on? All right, Luffy, you bastard. What is the meaning of this outrage? All right, so he's just laying into him right now. How could you abandon us? You've angered the shogun of the land of Wano. And he's like, what do you got to say, Friedel? Huh? What do you got to say? And he's like, wait, what's the big meet? He's like, wait, what? What are you freaking out about? Like, we're going to meet later, aren't we? And then he's like, Luffy, this is an edict from Shogun. And he's just like all darked out and blacked out. He's just looking menacing. And then the next one, it looks like, you guys remember when Oden would be like, and he's like crying and stuff. And he's like, oh, please don't leave. I'm so lonely. But like in that crying kind of, One Piece way. And he's like, I want to be with you forever again, like this. Come on, man. You're Shogun Wano. Step it up. And we see Luffy over there, and we see Kinemon just looking on. And then, okay, it's something we shouldn't be seeing. We're seeing the Shogun of the land of Wano, bowing down on his knees in front of a pirate. Like, considering what just happened with Kaido, probably not the best thing. But again, this is Luffy. This is the savior of Wano. So we'll cut him a little slack. But come on, Momo. You're supposed to be the leader of the samurai. Like, what's going on? And then you're the reason I can laugh again. So we're seeing, Brooke and Robin's looking on. We see Frankie's in the background, trying to hold it together. He's like, you bastards. You guys are so touching. Thank you so much for avenging my father and my mother. All right. So we see Chopper. He's crying right there. And then next one, okay, we got Jinbei. He's kind of waiting up by the helm over there. And then we got Zoro and Nami kind of looking on. Zoro's got a big old grin on his face, but Nami's over there getting all emotional and being all touched and everything. And then Zoro's like, that's so pitiful, giving him crap like, oh, you're supposed to be a man. What are you over there crying for? And then Nami's just like, he's still a kid at heart, even though, when Momo tried to do his little sly kid, go run up and put his face in her boob, she was like, whah! He was not having it right there. And then, okay, what is this? We see Luffy, he's calling to Usopp, and Usopp's like, yeah, it's ready. So what's ready? What do we got right here? All right. We've been waiting here all this time because I wanted to give you this. You can't play the tough Shogun with me, Momo. He's like, even if you're bigger, you're still over here crying, so don't even start with me. You're still a small, weak dummy. But I think of you like a little brother. So, you guys, I'm kind of getting some Whitebeard and Oden kind of vibes right here. Whitebeard kind of looking on Oden as like, thinking of him as his little brother right there, especially when Oden wanted to leave Whitebeard's crew and go with Roger. He got super pissed because he's like, I think of you as a brother and you're going to abandon the crew right now. So I'm kind of getting those same vibes right now with Luffy being like just a freshly named Yonko. He's one of the emperors of the sea. And he's telling the Shogun of Wano, the man that will be Shogun of Wano, that he's looking at him like a little brother. So kind of enjoying that. And then we see this big, giant straw hat flag right there. He's like, when times are tough, look at it and remember your seafaring adventures. Hang it up somewhere in Wano. And if any major news comes knocking, just point him to it. So Luffy's kind of like declaring the land of Wano as his territory under his protection. Kind of like the same thing as he did with, Fishman Island, taking it over from Big Mom and kind of declaring that it was going to be under his protection. It's seeming like Luffy's kind of swooping in and taking Whitebeard's, places that were important to him, especially because Whitebeard recognized the significance of Oden and, what Roger did. So it's kind of cool to see Luffy swooping in and kind of taking over Whitebeard's areas. All right, and what do we got? And it says, I'll let them know that screwing with our friends is the same thing as screwing with us. And we see Luffy, right there getting ready. And we see Momo he's trying to fight back the tears coming down his face right now. He's like, wait, does that mean I'm one of you? And then we see Yamato and we see Kinemon over there. They got big old smiles. And we see Momo, or see Yamato's like this right here. If any of you ever want to be pirates, I'll come for you right away. So they just got big old grins. The man that's going to be the future pirate king just left them an open invitation to join his crew anytime. Because he said, you guys want to join and become pirates? I'll be back. All right, just remember, I won't have any weaklings on board, though. All right, so Luffy is like, I'm actually kind of digging this because that means Momo can come back. That means we can go back and swing back around and pick up Tama, when she's got a little more skill under her belt, kind of fulfill Ace's wish potentially. Circle back at Yamato. All right, what do we got right here? And then we see Luffy's yelling over to Yamato to take care of him, and we see Momo and he's still down there. And then we see they're telling him keep it together, Momo, keep it together. You're Shogun. Come on, man. All right. And then we see Momo's asking Kinemon something. Or maybe not asking, he's about to tell him something. He says, someday I will surpass Kozuki Oden. All right. So Momo is stating it right here and right now that he's going to become a great samurai. He's going to surpass his father, the legendary Kozuki Oden. And then we see Kinemon, he's just got a big old grin. He's like, yep, and I'll be by your side when you do. So Kinemon, he wasn't there when Oden kind of did his thing with Roger and Whitebeard, but he was still his vassal, holding it down for him. And now he's going to be there to kind of hold it down for Momonosuke as Momonosuke, starts down this path of becoming the great leader of Wano, this great shogun, the greatest swordsman that Wano's ever known. And then all of a sudden, you talking about me? No! When we're talking about Yamato. She's like, wait, you guys talking about me? Because he's talking about Kozuki Oden. And Momo's like, no. But all right, what do we got? Okay, so we're going back to the Thousand Sunny. We're going back on board. We got Nami. We got Brook over there. He's like, whoo, chopper. All right, Nami's over there setting course. Looks like for Hakubai, going to the main port. And okay, so they're actually going to use the lift now to get out of Wano instead of trying to go all kamikaze and, Luffy method and just launching off the waterfall right there. And then they're both like, okay, whoo. I thought because we scaled a waterfall, that's how we were going to have to leave is by going flying down. And then they're like, oh, me too, thank goodness. Luffy's like, oh, kind of ironic coming from Luffy since he's the one that grabbed the koi. And then, okay, we're going back. We got Kid over here. And then he's like, oh, it makes sense you guys would use the main port. So he's kind of egging them on like, oh, you cowards, you guys would use the main port. So are we about to see all three ships just go launching off the waterfall right here? All right, what do you guys say? Call it now, call it now. He's like, perfect for you wussies. And then it's kind of like the whole first one to move from the giant blast coming at them when they were on top fighting Kaido and Big Mom. You just see their grimace on their face, like, oh, like, damn it, safe and sound. Is he really insulting us? And they're like, the crew's like, no, Luffy, no, don't go, don't fall for it. Being safe is good. Don't let him get you. And then even Law's crew is like, wait, Captain, you got that face. Like, nope, the main port is the better option. Luffy's like, Jinbei, give me the helm. We're taking care of this right now. And then, of course, we see all three ships just launch off the waterfall right there. And it says, the might of the outlaws recruited by Lord Momonosuke and Kinemon made them akin to real-life wisdom kings. Their power descended like a wrathful tsunami, obliterating all in its path. All right, so I think we're circling back to that whole, when the dude is telling the story about what happened on Onigashima. Even Kaido, the Dragon King, and the yokai possessed giant Oiron failed to withstand their assault. So they're really making this sound. I mean, it was an epic battle, so it deserves an epic, anthology to describe it. The heavens themselves were turned as painful shrieks reverberated through the air. And we see all three of the captains, Luffy, Law, and Kid, their faces are like getting ready as they're jumping over the edge. And then we're going back to that dude, the dude with the glasses telling the story. And he's like, during that chaos, Princess Hiyori was accosted by Orochi, the snake that seemingly perished in the flames, in a desperate last-ditch effort for a spiteful vengeance. All right. And then they're like, oh, his gambit was thwarted by a single slash. I'm having a hard time talking right now. And the blade that separated Orochi from his final cursed head was none other than Kozuki Oden's second disciple, Denjiro. All right. And then, okay, we're just talking about what happened to Orochi. And then, in a flash of lightning, marked the fall of Onigashima, and with it, the fall of the Dragon King Kaido. So, with the fall of Orochi, we also had the fall of Kaido and the fall of Onigashima. Everything to do with his old regime was beginning to fall. The sun had finally pierced the dark clouds that were suffocating Wano for 20 long years, and the skies were cleared. All right. Now what do we got? Okay. Sounds from the ignorant masses celebrating the fire festival in the capital crept into their ears. Then suddenly, defying all reason, the burning remains of Orochi spoke. Oh, okay, what do we got here? So this is the burning Orochi right here, and says, the Kurozumi's family's grudge shall continue to curse the rotten land generation after generation for all eternity. But Princess Hiyori refused to flinch or shudder. She held her gaze. The country's 20 years worth of torturous memories fueled her heart. So Hiyori was not backing down, not afraid of his words. All right, and then we see Denjiro right there, and we see Orochi on fire. Stand back, it's too dangerous, Hiyori-sama, cried the samurai Denjiro, but she shook her head. Our beloved Princess Hiyori did not yield even one step. So she has this very stern look on her face right there. And then it says, her fan held aloft the Kozuki crest proudly dancing on its edge. No longer having to bite her tongue like she did for the last 20 years, she cried out. She cried after her family. And then it says, the Kurozumi were born to burn. Ooh, gotta love it. And then we see everyone is like cheering as they're saying it. And we're getting flashbacks to Oden right there. Okay, gotta love it. Gotta love it. Hiyori just looking, she got the tears in her eyes right there. You can just feel the emotion, the power, and just that beautiful Kozuki crest on the fan right there. All right, and then we see her playing her the little guitar, and it says, and now time slides ahead to the day after the fire festival, and we see the little her cat mask on the ground, where feuds and weapons can finally rest. All right, and it says a shocking truth is revealed at the port where the reverse crescent moons met. All right, and it says the blood spilled in order to revive this clan will never be forgotten. A record of their sacrifices will always be carried by the wind. And then it says, note, the part of the Rakugo is a reference to a novel. All right, so Oda referencing a more ancient text. And then it says, that concludes today's tale on our nation's renowned samurai. And then instead of being Odin with all of his retainers, now it's Momonosuke and all of his retainers. And we got Tama thrown in the mix. And we got Yamato up on top. So it's a pretty epic shot. Shinobu looking young again right there. We got Raizo, Denjiro, Kawamatsu, Inu and Neko. All right. Everybody, Okiku right there. And it says, and how they miraculously returned to us. With that, I think a well-earned break is in order. And then we see everyone's kind of, yelling after him, Shogun-sama! Now, where shall we place this flag? So where are they going to hang the giant straw hat flag that Luffy left them, kind of stating that the land of Wano is under the protection of the Emperor Luffy. Till we meet again, farewell. Oh, I think this is closing out Wano. Is this the close of the act? Final curtain. Inherited will never fades. All right, looks like Wano is a wrap. Yeah, I gotta say, I am a huge fan of the Wano arc. Everything about it, just the culmination of all the buildup from Punk Hazard, from Dressrosa, everything, Zoe, all of that, even the stuff on Totland, you know, culminating in this giant battle and the history kind of being revealed and giving us some more glimpses and kind of pushing us on that, that final push towards getting towards Laugh Tale, finding the final road poneglyph. We're one step closer, maybe to seeing what Pluton kind of looks like, since now we have a definitive location of where an actual Pluton is. I still think that Frankie might have to do something and might have the blueprints memorized. But you guys, let me know what you guys think about that. You guys think we're going to have to go back for Pluton specifically? And is that when we're going to go back and pick up like Momo and Yamato guys? Or, what's going to happen? Um, Especially since, we had Carrot kind of be named King of Zoe, and it's seeming like Zunisha is going to be necessary in order to break down, whatever these walls are that have trapped the water inside of Wano. But on the other hand, we had Caribou last chapter, again, overhearing some information that he probably shouldn't have heard about. Oh, this is where Pluton's located. I should probably let a certain someone know, but we don't know who that certain someone is. Is it, Blackbeard, or is he got someone else that we're not even thinking about that he could potentially be letting know? So, let me know what you guys think. Do you think Caribou is gonna mess everything up? Are we gonna make it back to Wano? Is Zunisha gonna be the one to break down Wano, or is something gonna get messed up? Is Blackbeard gonna show up and try to steal Pluton? There's just a lot of different things that could potentially happen. Is Zunisha gonna become part of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, like along with the nation of Wano? But all in all, excellent way, I think, kind of to end the chapter, to end the Wano arc in general. Um, and yeah, just the fact that Luffy is now an emperor and has declared the land of Wano as his territory, like, it really is starting to get to the end game. Like, we are about to, approach the final approach for Luffy becoming the Pirate King. So I am pumped, but at the same time, I'm a little bummed because I know that means it really is starting to come to an end. But that just means I need to enjoy every single chapter that we got. So I hope you guys enjoyed this chapter. Let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comments. Let me know if I missed anything. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Other than that, have a wonderful day.